I'm going to open my portion of today's symposium by asking you to close your eyes and begin thinking of living in a world where you know that the simplest, though for obvious reasons not necessarily the easiest way of gaining both metaphysical and material power is through murder. Where one person can kill another and absorb their experiences, repurposing them and aligning them with their own. It's probably not a world in which many of us would be comfortable closing our eyes, especially not near certain of our students. We now know that the epistemics had preserved knowledge from previous eras that quantified exactly how this cannibalistic process worked, including books full of tables, which probably offers us some insight into how those previous ages ended. There is the implication that this economy of metaphysical plunder drove the development of entire branches of mathematics. So, you arrive at the million platinum question of how do you try to manage a society where everyone knows that killing your neighbor makes you powerful? How do you develop a kind and convergent society in what appears to be an inherently violent, cruel, and selfish universe? Well, you can try to educate your citizens. You train them not only in practical fields, literacy, numeracy, craft, but also give them an education in philosophy and ethics. The epistemics developed an ethos they called praxis, which has two modes. The first is, in its purest form, a struggle or a contest, and specifically a benign and nonviolent one, in which the participants can all benefit and develop themselves in a way that is hopefully compatible with a civilization that can provide for its citizens. We can get into how this favored an elite later, but for now, any inkling you have that this was not a process that did much good for disadvantaged people is probably correct. Praxis' second mode is what they called meta-humanity, the idea that a group of people is inherently more potent, powerful, valuable than whatever individual benefit could be obtained from plundering one's neighbors, however great that benefit may be. And though its specific formulation is different, we can recognize in this the ancestor of what we now call convergence. Peter, you awaken from a dream where the only thing you can remember is an elderly woman's exasperated voice saying, "I can't teach him."
Okay.
I can't teach. That's all you get from it.
Mm-hmm.
But you awake in the ruined watchtower. It's a spring morning.
Has the storm passed?
Yes.
Okay.
It smells a bit damp, to be honest.
That's fair.
Not the petrichor smell, or petrichor, excuse me, I keep wanting to put an L in there, of the pre-storm, but the wetness.
Like mud.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mold even, maybe.
Well, we're in a dank old tower, which is interesting. So we had a harrowing adventure to escape the storm.
Yeah, dude. Peter's got like a nice shiner in his eye where he got smacked by a zombie.
Yeah.
Hurt, dude.
A little bit more solid.
Adventuring is horseshit.
Are the horses okay?
Oh, that's a good idea. That's a good question. We spent all our money on those horses. What if they're dead?
Didn't spend a lot.
Well, it was all our money.
We can't ride you.
You know, sure can't.
Well,
All right. Yeah, I guess I'll get up and I don't know what the first thing about horses. I don't know why I would go out, but sure, I guess. Yeah, go and see if they're still alive.
yeah, they're alive. You, assuming you hobbled them correctly, they haven't wandered off at all.
Yeah.
They're just one of them looks up at you and is like, "Oats."
You know, it says that?
No, well,
I was like, holy shit, a talking horse.
You get that impression,
Yeah,
right?
okay.
Like
You know how when somebody doesn't know how to act around a child, that's how Peter is around horses.
so just like, see any good movies?
Yeah, pretty much. Like, so you want some coffee? Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Pardon me, sir?
yeah.
Did you catch the end of Game of Thrones?
Yeah.
It's like, I'm 4.
Yeah. Ooh, whoa. All right.
Just freezes. I'll be cooking breakfast at this point.
Okay.
Just some basic food at the fire.
Yeah, you can, I don't know what breakfast would be like, probably salt meat of some kind, or
Some
Yeah.
type of heated up gruel.
yeah. There's even a hearth in the watchtower, so you can there is a facility for it.
Interesting.
Did we do it? We did a good once over of this area, right? Like there's like a downstairs and the upstairs is wrecked, right?
Yeah, we can only get so far upstairs before we have to
Yeah.
start climbing, and that seems a little bit dangerous.
Yeah.
And then we saw the destination mountain on the horizon. Is that right?
During the storm.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Hella is just going on a hunch, really.
For sure. Hella's gonna like sidle up to Sword. Like, I was thinking about that thing you said about having a code word, and I think it would be better if we used hand signs, because then, if something is listening to us, they can't see what we're doing, and those symbols won't mean anything to anyone who wasn't here in the room when we established what the hand signs are.
Okay. What would you like to do?
This one means I trust this person.
Okay. I trust. Got it.
Yes.
And then what about if you want to signal to leave the room and for all of us to follow you?
This.
Okay.
And wiggle
very-
my fingers in the air.
Very inconspicuous. No one will ever.
Ah,
Okay.
And then you leave the room.
I have something I need to do right now.
When they're all done, like you're just like, do this one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe let's keep it at 2 hand signs for now so we don't overload ourselves.
Yeah.
But good. Yeah, just some more communication amongst the team. I like this.
All right.
Anything we need to do before we...
How does the weather look right now?
Ooh.
The weather seems to come from the west here. So looking west, it looks clear today.
Okay.
Horses are alive. That's a bonus. We're
Still
alive.
Day is clear. We can probably make some pretty good time today.
I hope so.
And just for a refresher, you're at a watchtower that is on like the top of a hill, and all the wild or the vegetation around it is very like sickly and small, and looks kind of poisoned. Again, there are these fragments of like metal that's kind of like oily around.
Brittle.
Yeah, brittle, definitely.
Well,
Does anybody have any idea what the metal is? Like, I'll ask that just out loud. Like, I'm like, does anybody?
If you have history or arcana,
Both. Would you like me to roll for that?
yeah.
Never kind of-
Oh, that's a 16 plus the 4. That's a
way better.
20.
Okay.
Nope.
This is what happens to adamantine when what happened is that the epistemic republic used adamantine everywhere. It was called the adamantine age, and they had access to vast amounts of the stuff. They used it in like buildings and bridges, and, you know, basically for all their architecture and engineering, where they wanted to build big things. And then the level of magic declined, and it fell apart. It only bound together. It was this alloy that was bound together by magic. And when the magic failed, then all the adamantine became brittle and porous and not terribly useful as a structural material, and also fell apart into several different toxic metals.
oh, good.
It's just construction material from the previous age. It's not something that's going to...
Oh.
Don't play with it too much, but it's not something we need to worry about.
What do you got in your mouth?
It amazes me that you can remember that, yet we don't know who we are.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, that is kind of strange, but
How do you know how to cook?
How do I know how to wield this sword?
I think the more I'm starting to think about it, the more I'm realizing that they're, like, whoever we are is still, like, here, right? And for some reason, we just don't remember
we
a
know.
lot of it.
We know.
I remember parts, right? I remember, like, bits and pieces here and there.
We know it's all here. We just...
Yeah.
Something's blocking it.
Yeah.
There was that weird moment in the fight last night, too, when the hand thing.
Yeah, it was wild.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That-
I mean, like, do we know, watching Sword do that, would we know what that is? You know what I mean? Like, he's like, I heal myself with my hands. Like, oh yeah, that's a...
You know that was some kind of magic,
Okay.
but what it implies is not clear to you.
Okay.
For actually, this doesn't require a roll, but like you know your handedness, right? there are certain things that come back to you and other things that are missing,
Okay.
right? Like you know how to talk, you didn't need to remember how to walk at all,
Yeah.
right? Like your
But I mean,
muscle
like-
memory seems intact.
If Ian, when we were talking about the metal, does Ian, do you bring up that it was like, oh, the magic went away? I'm like, oh, we just know what magic is? Like, you know what I mean? Like, is our memory like just shot, or is it like, oh, magic? Yeah, that's the thing that exists in the world.
You have you get it.
Okay.
You get that.
Yeah. But I'm just saying, like, how much do we remember, I guess, or like know about the world around us? Because like, we didn't know about Augur, and we didn't know where we came from. And I'm just saying, like, usual stuff. Like, if I woke up now, Adam Savadan, the person, with amnesia, it's like, do I remember what's happening in the world? Do I remember different continents? You know what I mean? Like, how, like,
This
I guess these are questions that we should have asked in the first place, but like, now I'm curious. Like, just
this seems like a very specific kind of thing to you.
okay.
That the longer you spend interrogating it, the more you realize that what has been taken from you is very specific.
Okay.
If I had a theory about it, I'd say that we know what we are meant to know, or more importantly, what we don't know is being withheld for a reason.
This feels like targeted.
Yeah.
Like Peter's like freaking out a little bit because he's like, somebody did this to us
Yeah.
because we knew something that they didn't want us to know.
It feels
And that's
like
terrifying.
we were removed from our own history.
Yeah. Right?
Just us.
Right? Isn't that messed up?
I don't know yet.
That's pretty messed up. It's like they just wiped us out. That's it. They just left us like a goddamn husk.
And yet here you are.
Yeah. Here I am. Oh boy. All right.
I'll start
I'm gonna-
cleaning up.
Yeah, I'm gonna finish eating, and I'm like, we should probably get moving. I don't really think sitting around here is doing us any good.
No, we should keep moving towards the destination.
And Hella seems to be the only one who knows where to go. So
You saw the lightning strike.
Yeah.
You know that was weird.
it was coincidental. And
You know where that coincidentally happened,
I
so
think
you
we
know
need
where
to
we're
take
going.
coincidences as like the only thing that we can rely on.
Sometimes you just got to trust your gut.
Yeah.
All right. So do you finish breakfast
Yeah.
and then hit the road again?
Yeah.
I'm
Strike the
presuming.
camp.
Pack up, mount the horses.
Okay.
At some point, I'd like to start teaching Peter about a horse. It's like, this is how you put the saddle on.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Peter's like, yeah. I mean, I know how to do this, but
No, you don't.
a refresh.
You're gonna get horsemanship.
All right. So I don't exactly know. I'll be like quiet. I'll be like, I don't know
Yeah.
what to do here, and I'd really appreciate it.
It does bring up the interesting question. What do you know that you don't know?
Yeah. Like I look at a horse and I'm like, I don't know how to put a saddle on. Like I know that. I'm just looking at it. I'm like, I don't know. I've never had to do this. I don't think so. Anyway. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Nope.
So I was like,
Knowing your unknowns is its own kind of knowledge.
yeah. But yeah. I'll be like, yeah. Just
Yeah.
a little bit of help.
Saddle.
Saddle.
Ow.
Ow. You okay?
The horse.
Careful.
Yeah.
Don't walk behind the horse. I know that much. All right.
Just let it know you're there.
Yeah. Hey, I'm here.
It's like, hey, sugar lump. Give my horse a little scritch. Hop on.
Yeah, I'm ready to go.
Okay. So as you continue north towards the mountain, the road gets more and more decrepit. Where it was, clearly a road before, but broken up maybe by freezing and thawing. Now it's being broken up by like vegetation. There are full-on like large plants coming up between the cracks.
It's interesting to see all the older growth around here.
Until the road itself suddenly just becomes kind of like a clearing in what is a reasonably dense, dark kind of pine forest,
All right, spooky. But
and starts to get more and more hilly. And there are places where like you eventually come to a place where it meets a river and winds kind of along the river. Then the river is cut through hilly terrain, and sometimes the road, has to go quite a bit above it. And there are places where engineers had apparently like cut away entire hillsides, and that's where the road is because there's an absence of material there. But sometimes that's all kind of you have to go on.
And there's still birds and
Oh, yeah.
small animals and whatnot.
Okay.
And towards the end of the day, as you get towards the mountain, you realize the mountain that you've been seeing in silhouette is, you give me a perception roll, actually.
Everybody?
Yeah.
13.
Ooh, that's real bad.
I got a 10.
5.
5.
Eagle-eyed Hella.
The three of you are like, looking at it and being like, yeah, mountain.
Sure as a mountain.
Hella notices, it's almost like a trompe l'oeil, like an optical illusion. You look at it and you realize what you think is detail emerging towards you is in fact,
Going in.
and the mountain itself looks hollowed.
Ooh, that's a weird shaped hill.
Like the material has been excavated from inside it. And as you realize this, you crest a hill, and a vista opens up before you, where an enormous amount of terrain or enormous amount of landscape has been carved away and flattened within the perimeter of the mountain. And what appears to be a city just lays out before you, an enormous city.
Wow.
You all notice this? Or just
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
What
Yeah,
the-
like this takes you by surprise, but you kind of are like, something's not right here.
Yeah.
Is the city surrounding the mountain, or is it
Under it.
Okay, thank you.
And
Like
you
it
don't
was
know.
hidden?
Do you think the mountain was protecting the city?
Like we couldn't see it from far away, right? We couldn't see the city.
No.
And then as we got closer, it was just like it kind of like just appeared, like it just rushed up
Well,
on
it's,
us.
it's like it's hidden by foothills.
Oh,
You get over.
so it's like in like a crater almost. Like,
Well,
Yes.
and the mountain's like
okay.
also kind of hollowed out, and it's in
Yeah.
there.
That's
Huh.
wild.
That is wild.
Wow. With the condition of the road, this one must have been abandoned a long time ago.
The whole city's abandoned?
There's no road to it.
Well, yeah, but it's a
And-
lot of city.
In fact, as the road crests over, you arrive at what looks like what is in fact a huge staircase, just leading down towards the first, what you recognize now as a terrace of the city.
Okay.
So before,
Hey.
Hi.
I'm assuming that horses can't climb stairs, right? Do we not take them down?
You can, if they're like well trained, you can lead them, but it's complicated.
Huh.
It's unpleasant.
So we're gonna leave them here?
Can we ride the horses down the stairs?
How big are these stairs?
Examining the stairs, you recognize, well, not recognize, but they're made out of some kind of very, very smooth and glassy material. Like if you took marble, that wasn't marble, that was in fact just like smooth polished stone, and is almost slippery.
So that would be a bad idea. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Like it's glassy and almost metallic. It's so smooth.
We should
Let's leave them here.
find a place, a small shelter for them. So like a covered area of trees or somewhere that's, out of the rain and potentially out of sight of the road that we could.
Yes, roll me survival if you wish to roll a die.
18.
You are able to find a place with lots of stuff for the horses to eat, and they frolic.
Hooray.
So I want to like touch the stairs.
Mm-hmm.
Are they worn at all? Like weather worn?
No, they're wet
Yeah.
from the rain, and as you move your hand across it, the glass or the water sheets off of it.
Wow. Stuff's
And there's no
very
sand-
hard.
There's no signs of like it being traveled on. You know what I mean? Like, because you assume the city's big, right? Mm-hmm. It's like we didn't see anybody coming. We didn't see anybody going.
Just so smooth that any amount of dust or grit would just blow off the slightest breeze.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
So let's head into the city under the assumption that we're going to meet a powerful, what's the word for
Spell?
spell thingy? What are
Living spell.
they? Like a powerful
Well, we know
living
there's a
spell.
living spell here, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
We
Yes.
have we're under the impression
Yeah.
that that's what is coming.
We should also be under the impression that it is aware of whatever happens in the city, much like the augur.
Yes. I'm more concerned that we might not meet anyone else here.
I'm more concerned that the augur didn't want anybody to know that the thing was here.
Well, we're here now.
That's
Just
pretty
to
terrifying.
reiterate, this is enormous. Like
Yeah.
this
Yeah.
is what we would call a mega structure.
Does it look like it's made, but is it made for like people, or is it like bigger? You know what I mean? Like, are
Give
the
me a
giants?
perception roll.
Okay.
Or an investigation roll. Actually, this would be an intelligence-based roll. So let's go with investigation.
12?
At the base of the staircase on the terrace, there are many buildings. And they don't, the impression you get from them is that these buildings are a clever metaphor for human buildings. Almost like they were, you know, the way a kid will draw a house as a
Yeah.
block
Yeah.
with an A-frame, or
Like
a
what
bird in
somebody's-
flight is like a lowercase letter M.
With somebody's like idea of what a human house looks like, almost
Yeah, so not
like a
not,
caricature.
not like a not a city that's being laid out organically, but a city that's been planned out.
And as you look at it, you see like it seems to radiate from a central point, but that central point vanishes. Like there's
Perspective?
yeah,
it all
like
comes
at
together.
the center of where the city is, it almost looks like a
Convergence.
sink point or a sinkhole.
I point that out to everybody. Like, hey,
And I glance down at my amulet and just think hard.
convergence, right? That
Perhaps.
makes sense, right?
Yeah.
We don't know
It's
if
all
it's a
really
friend.
unsettling.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But,
that's
like-
terrifying.
The roads just go straight through. There's nothing breaking up the streets at all, and it looks modular, right? Like it looks like there's repeating segments.
Okay.
Everything seems so precise.
Like very manufactured, right?
Engineered.
Yeah.
I want to peek into one of the houses or
Okay.
buildings and see if there are objects in there, like furnishings or.
We should all make our way down to the
Yeah, I guess we're all.
Yeah.
first
Okay.
terrace.
Hella goes down first.
Yeah.
You seem fairly enthusiastic and not terribly concerned.
No.
So
Oh,
yeah, you come to the first one. It's on, let's say it's on your right, and the initial impression of this being a metaphor for a house is more or less correct. There are a lot of stairs in it, like a lot of staircases. You know, going up and down, and it's like a big open room with no furnishing, and it has windows that are just holes in the wall.
Right.
And it's all made of the same uniform, smooth, glassy, almost metallic stone. Like,
Is there any other color?
it
Is it painted or is it just uniform?
it's uniform.
Okay.
Actually, Hella,
Yeah.
do dwarfs still get this?
oh,
I should have looked this up before.
treasure sense.
I
Treasure.
didn't record my dwarvish
Usually
racial things. Like I know I
Dwarves
get
get some
like
kind of like stone
con
sense.
bonus
I
and
think I just
I
tell
got
like
weapon,
how deep underground they are. That's
Is
the
that
whole
it?
thing.
weapon crap.
Okay.
Oh, they could just tell. That's what I remember.
Yeah.
When they're just like, yeah, we're like 30 feet underground.
What is
How
my
do you even
speed,
know
by the way?
that?
It should
25
be-
feet,
Yeah,
okay, good.
25.
Weird
I
talent
knew
to
it
have.
wasn't 30.
You can give me an intelligence history check,
Intelligence history.
and you can add double your proficiency bonus to this.
I don't have a proficiency bonus.
Oh, you're considered proficiency in it,
Yeah,
or you're
but-
considered proficient in it.
So 9.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's weird. Because, like, this stuff is something we don't build out of. We've never seen a building like this before. And the highway that was on the way here was something we're familiar with. And then it just stopped, and then there's this.
Yeah.
Everything we've seen so far has indicated that when magic goes away, these sorts of constructions crumble and start to disintegrate.
And this one hasn't.
This is perfect.
That's a good fucking point. Peter's terrified. I'm like, oh my god, it didn't crumble.
Do you think this material is magically formed?
It certainly would. Everything else that's...
I mean, it being intact would imply that the magic is still going.
Which would mean...
Although, what you do get from that rule... sorry to interrupt. Go ahead.
Which would mean that either there is enough magic in it to maintain it without without whatever made it being around, or whatever made it is still around.
Yeah. I'm more concerned with the second part.
I'm curious to find out.
I'm not curious. Can we leave?
Not until we talk to it. It's our only clue.
This is... Calling this natural stone is, of course, a gross mischaracterization. But this is stone.
Yeah, and it's not like the magically what's the word for combining two metals?
Alloy?
Yeah, it's not like the magical alloys that crumbled. It's
Like, this structure is made out of stone. But
Yeah.
it's stone that was cut with a level of precision that is basically unfathomable to you. Why can we just die from doing this? And it's like the supporting spars for it are very like gracefully laid out. It's all very sound from an engineering standpoint, even if it makes no sense from an architectural one
Right.
or a humanistic sense. Like this is a sturdy, well-made building that gives you a sense of a certain level of craftsmanship or craftspersonship, craftiness.
yeah.
But compared to, if I'm thinking back to the way Augur was, and like it was, all the buildings kind of looked a little bit different. You know what I mean? Like this is just like, if somebody saw like a suburb or something where like all the houses are the same, and they're just like, yep, that's city, and then they just like cut it in like a perfect, like everything's perfect, everything's spaced perfectly, everything looks perfect.
You're exactly right. Back in Augur, things just were put where they needed to be,
Yeah.
without regard for what was already there.
Okay.
Here, this is, it looks like a city.
Yeah.
This is a place that seems to indicate this is where people should be.
And it's not like dusty, nothing's run down. Like, you know what I mean? Like nothing's crumbling.
Nothing is crumbling where you are. But there are like, what you get is the impression that this stuff is basically going to remain like this for your lifetime, many lifetimes later. But there's like, there are fallen leaves and stuff, right? Or pine needles from nearby.
Yeah,
There's like
spotless.
there's organic debris. There are pools of water in certain places.
Okay.
Let's say that the basement of the building that you're in, because there's a stairwell leading down, has a like a meniscus of water, like brackish water,
Ugh, not going down there. No.
right? But it's that level of precision, right? Where there's an actual like, the basement is flooded, but it just comes up over the lip a little bit,
Yeah.
like cleanly washed glassware.
It feels as if two living spells communicated with each other, and the augur collected information. What if this one tried to learn that information and just experimented? Because I don't
Trying to
feel
recreate something.
I don't feel this was built by people. This was built by something testing things out?
I mean, maybe. It's a bit all too perfect, right? I don't know what built it, but it's like definitely not a human being.
I don't know that for certain, but the one thing that to me leads me to think this isn't a test is that generally you don't test at this scale.
Mm-hmm.
What if this isn't a large scale to the creator? Yeah.
Also a good question.
Let's go on and keep an eye out. Like,
Yeah,
I want to see if there are any parks or open green space.
Okay.
I think let's
Do we?
let's aim for the center.
Yeah, I was going to ask. Do we go to the center or kind of skirt the outside and get more information first?
I think we aim for the center, but we keep our eye out and we examine some buildings as we move in that direction.
Okay.
I try and position myself sort of near the front, so if anything would hit us, I'm the vanguard.
Okay. So you move towards the center, and you can see it from where you are, and it does seem to curve downwards, starting very gently and then getting quite severe. And it occurs to you that at some point, as you're walking along this smooth stone and going, that if you start hitting that curvature, that you'll start to slide and might not have a whole lot to stop you. The other thing that you notice is that as the sun sets, there's like a bright spot on the interior of the mountain.
So rather than head for the center, which we can't reach, maybe head to that bright spot?
That seems important.
Yeah.
Give me a perception roll.
Everybody?
Yeah.
10.
2.
13.
6.
Yikes.
That bright spot is not a source of light, it's a reflection. And you realize that the concave shape, or the horned shape of the city, is actually acting as a giant reflector, catching the light of the setting sun and focusing it.
Does it move at all, or is it just the one spot?
It moves with the sun.
Okay. I'm going to point this out. I just be like, we can't reach the center, but it's pointing there. And does it move in a pattern, or does it move past anything of particular interest?
You would need to study it for some time.
Well, if we got 4 sets of eyes.
Well, I mean, like, we can... I mean, if we're dead set on looking through this whole place, and we can't go into the middle, the only thing we can do is go around the edge, correct?
Maybe. I want to try see if we can place some climbing gear on this stone. Because I have some pitons
Okay.
and a hammer. I want to see if I can chip into it.
Yeah, it works like normal stone. It's just got a very smooth and flat surface. So you can drive a piton into it if you want.
Yeah.
And you said you were also looking for like green spaces
Yeah.
or some kind of like communal
gaps
space.
or yeah.
Yes, in fact, you're able to find a place that seems to allude to a public park,
Right.
but it was never filled in with like there is.
No plants?
There's no plants, there's no soil, there's no trees. But if you were, it seems set up in that way to you. But you would need several feet of like topsoil, or I'm not a gardener.
Yeah.
Question, friends. Do we make camp here tonight? Do we go back to the horses? The sun is setting.
I think we can pretty safely camp here for the night.
Okay.
Hey, Cam, so does this whole city just feel like there's nothing organic about it?
Yes.
Okay.
Is there, for your experiment with climbing, is there somewhere in particular you'd like to go?
Me.
Yes.
Somewhere.
You've got your rope out and stuff.
Yeah. Down the hole.
You want to go down the hole?
It's far enough to see something.
All right.
Oh yeah, just get over the edge and see how deep it goes.
Please.
I don't like that. I think that's a bad idea. I'm going to go on record saying that's a bad idea.
Noted.
Well, the whole place is built with the affordance of going into that hole.
You think so?
Yeah, I mean, it's smooth stone.
So, hey,
everything's
Cam,
pointing towards the center.
and where do the buildings just at a certain point stop when the curvature, or are there buildings like curving
down.
Yeah.
in.
Oh, really?
And give me an investigate roll or a perception,
That's not good for me.
just to see if you can make it any detail from this distance.
I got a 15.
Yeah, the buildings seem to curve down. Like there are some of these. There are multiple terraces. There are multiple and each terrace is divided into segments. And some segments look very different than others. Like you seem to be in a very like mundane one looking at it now. But over there's one with like huge vaulting buildings. And you know, over there is one with all kinds of weird like curving structures. And as they move down towards the middle, it looks like this experimentation was maintained, except the bigger buildings collapse as you get closer, as their weight of their axis, their weight shifts off their central axis and they just like topple over. And smaller buildings are intact though, if distorted looking.
And each section is wildly different from the others? That's what I'm saying. Like you're saying there's like, it's like wildly different architectural styles in each section, correct?
There was a modular repetition as well, though, is what he said earlier.
Yeah.
Like variations on a theme seems to be what occurs to you specifically.
Oh, okay.
That is something like a fugue, right? That there is a melody that is being improvised on.
Huh. Like, made better?
Not made better, but
Just differently?
just different ways of playing the same song.
Oh, like a cover.
More like more like a solo.
Yeah. Weird. All right. Well, the dwarf wants to go down the hole. I don't think I can stop the dwarf. I don't think I could if I wanted to.
She
I'm gonna
hasn't
try
made
to
it.
stay safe.
Yeah.
That's what the gear is for.
The dwarf wants to see what's in the hole, and I agree with that.
Should
Once
we
we see what's in the hole, then we can decide whether or
Do
not
any
we
of
want to go
you
in
also have rope? I might need more than I brought.
I've got rope.
I got like
Yes.
50 feet of rope.
Yes.
Is that enough?
Why does everyone have rope?
Wait, no, I don't.
Because every adventure has rope.
I'm sorry. I have soap.
Rope seems normal, right? That's part of like the adventurer's kit.
Basically the same thing.
But is 50 feet enough? How deep is this hole?
Well,
We don't know.
Seems like the center seems like it's kilometers away.
Oh.
But I only need to go far enough to get a good look.
Well, I got 50 feet.
Should we rotate to the section with taller buildings so there's more perch as you...
Let's just try and find a good climbing spot.
Probably better to stay down close to the ground than to go up the buildings that are toppling over.
Okay.
That seems scary.
I give you my rope. I'm like,
Unsafe.
I'll help out where you need me to, but I'm not going down the hole until I know it's 100% safe. And I don't think it's 100% safe.
Well, so this is the one final thing I can think of before we send the dwarf into the hole, and that's
The dwarf. I like how she's just the dwarf now.
hell. I'm very very supportive of your actions here. Everything about the city, as I said before, seems to be about sending things into the hole.
Yeah.
Are you sure things don't come out of the hole?
We already know something does.
What?
The sunlight.
Oh.
So the sunlight is reflected.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah, the sunlight is reflected off whatever's in the hole out. That stops it.
You're going to have to
Please,
explain
please
that.
rephrase
Yeah.
that.
There's something over top of the hole keeping what comes out of the hole from going too far.
Does it?
seems to be working for light. I don't know what that
That's
means,
his
but I
theory.
think
Yeah,
it's
okay.
something that could
Okay.
matter.
Well, we can think on that.
Hey, Cam, when I look up at the mountain, is it like literally like the mountain has been carved out, or does it just look like a painting? You know what I mean? Like
It looks like the mountain has been carved
Okay.
out.
yeah.
to
So the
make-
mountain is actually still there.
Yeah, like it looks like the mountain has been hollowed out in such a way that it is still structurally sound, but there's not a lot of mountain left.
Okay.
And looking up at it now, you realize that there's actually not much left of it at all.
So does it look like? I mean, Peter would know this, but I'm just saying, just so I can picture in my brain. You know when you get like one of those toy volcano, or like He-Man's castle, and you can split it open, and there's
Yeah.
like the half. That's what it looks like.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like Castle Grayskull in here.
Okay.
And in fact, if you're still looking at the point of light, you can see that it seems to be following. There is a line of shadow through the middle of it that suggests to you a path
I was going to ask,
winding
yeah,
up on the interior.
if we wanted to get to the top, if we had to go around and in, or if we could go up it from there. So that's cool. There's a path up the inside of the mountain after we examined the center.
Do you think we should go up?
That's where the light's pointing.
Do we think the light's even just pointing somewhere, or is it just happenstance that it's just reflecting? You know what I mean? Like
There are no coincidences.
Nothing here seems to be.
I'm just saying. Like I get it. It's a big reflection, but maybe it's just. I mean, maybe there's nothing down there. I mean, maybe I'm trying to convince myself that there's nothing down there.
Do you want there to be nothing?
Yes, I do.
Well, there's one way to find out.
Oh, consider me spooked. I don't like this place. I want to leave. But
Well,
no.
The sooner we
Helen
find
wants to go down.
the sooner we find the answers, the sooner we can leave.
Fine. Jeez.
What do you need us to do?
Keep an eye on this rope that I'm going to anchor here at the top.
Okay.
And if it looks like it's going to fall, catch it.
All right.
All right.
Okay,
Oh God.
so
She's dead.
how much rope do you have?
150 feet.
Do you even make it to the edge of the hole?
Like,
But I'm gonna I was planning to
I'm gonna really stretch it out. This is such a
probably-
bad idea.
Oh, multi-belay.
oh, okay.
yeah.
Okay, so you-
Multi-belay.
basically what I'm going at here is
We don't
that
have the
there's
anchor rope though.
Yeah, I know.
Or multi-pitch is what it's called, not multi-belay.
I'm going to do something extremely irritating for chat, which is draw you a diagram of what I'm getting at
Yeah.
here.
Did we get to do the
So
thing too?
there,
where
there are
she's
multiple
climbing?
there are multiple nested
Multi-belay.
terraces,
Yes.
like circular ring terraces, and in the center, they stop being flat and just sink down
Right.
into like, I want to call it like a black hole looking thing, right? But so you are at the edge of one of the terraces now, and the center is several kilometers away.
Right.
So you would need to go down, let's say 3 flat terraces, and then you can get to the one that
Okay.
starts to angle down.
Oh
The-
yeah, so we got to
the-
go farther in.
The
too.
ropes and stuff are just to stop me from slipping.
Okay, but there are like staircases leading
Yep.
down, and each of the 3 terraces looks to you to be flat
Level. Yeah.
and level.
Yeah.
Cool.
I'll follow the dwarf, man. I guess I don't have much choice. I'm not gonna stay here by myself.
No, I thought she went down alone with the rope.
Oh,
the three
but
of
I
us are
thought we
standing
could.
up
It's
top.
walkable. You just said it's walkable, correct?
Yeah, I mean it's a couple hours of walk.
Yeah.
Like this is a large city.
Yeah, I imagine in my head she went on an adventure and the three of us just kind of it's like, well, there goes the dwarf.
Well, I'm not gonna just let her go by herself.
I don't
We
think
can't split up.
I don't think there's enough rope.
Yeah, there's not enough rope for it, and we can make camp.
Yeah.
All right, fine.
We could study the sunlight shadow thing.
Okay, good luck.
We could also actually, if you would like, we could try to find the base of the route up.
Well, my concern is when she comes back up, we should be somewhere she can find us.
Now let's all go in each a different direction,
Yeah.
and we'll see what happens.
I don't know. Like, in the interest of not splitting the party, I'm fine to just like have Corey have a second, and regroup after that.
Okay. Well, let me know what you decide on doing.
Yeah.
And okay, you're going to go off on your own.
Yeah.
Okay.
We do that.
Rip.
You pass through multiple neighborhoods, for lack of a better word, and if you want, you can give me those history rolls if you want to look at the stonework.
No.
No? Okay. You arrive at the third terrace without a vent. Yeah, if you're just walking,
looking
if
over
you're
the
just
whole-
soldiering
yeah.
past.
Yeah.
Okay, so you tie 150 feet of rope, and you try to get perspective on what's in the sink.
Yes.
You have dark vision because you're a
Yes.
dwarf. They're judging by the amount of rain and the fact that some of the basements are flooded, and you would expect there to be a lot of water in here,
Yes.
but there's not. And what there is in fact a lot of rubble of this of these collapsed buildings, of these very large structures, as if there was as if whatever made this made a lot of very big things and then just went and pulled down at the bottom,
Right.
collapsing many of these structures. So there's very, very fine debris. And on top of that are very small below you, but are unmistakably like carcasses of like deer or animals,
animals,
that
okay.
were like, oh, I wonder what's down here. Ah!
Is there a bottom that I can, like, is it flat eventually, or?
It's far, far below you.
Right. Okay, back up. Back to the
Okay.
group.
It is, you're gone for several hours.
Yes.
I've made a fire, and I guess I'm making dinner at this point.
If you are inside one of the structures, I'm assuming,
Sure.
you would have had to climb out to find something to burn.
Oh. I make cold food, no fire.
Lame. All right. Well, this sucks.
When the wind comes up, it's definitely like blowing through some sections of this structure in a way that produces noise, almost music. And at first you're like, oh, that's kind of interesting. And then after 10 minutes of being in the middle of an oboe section, you're like, I would really like this to stop.
Can we go somewhere else? Can we leave the spooky city yet?
I hesitate to leave Hella behind.
For fun, I'd like to stealth back to the group.
Okay, it will take
terrifying.
you a bit longer, but yes.
Just when I'm getting closer.
Okay.
I
Yeah.
assume there's enough ambient noise that I'm not like being particularly stealthy until I'm within range.
Yes.
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 All right. 22.
What's everyone's passive perception? 10 plus your whiz plus proficient.
13.
13?
Plus your
13.
proficiency, 12.
Oh yeah, you're pretty sure you could like sneak up on them and they'd have they have no idea you're here.
Oh yes, I'm doing that.
Okay.
I'm just moving as close to them as possible until they don't notice me, and I'm like, okay. So then I
Especially-
grab some food.
Peter, eat your cold gruel.
Crunch. Crunch.
I would like to express that I am extremely upset that we're in a music box. And that's kind of weird too, right?
Yeah.
Okay, finally! Fuck, thank you, Lord! Jesus! It took us long enough!
No, everything here is profoundly weird, Peter. I'm just not that bothered by it yet.
I am!
Actually, Ian, Bolesnaya, could you give me a performance roll?
Certainly. That will be a 16.
The music makes as much sense musically as the architecture does architecturally.
Oh.
Like the exact same level of
This is,
uncanny.
it's uncanny. You ever listen to the birds around a town that spend too much time around the pub? they start singing things that kind of sound like drinking songs, but are completely different.
Mm.
No. What? Who pays attention to the birds?
Oh, you should really take time and pay attention to birds. They're beautiful
great.
little creatures.
They're great.
Am I the only normal one here?
I'd say you're the only abnormal one here.
Ah, well, yeah, you got me there. Yeah, good point. Yeah.
And you gotta find some things to get into.
I can't even remember what I was into.
Maybe you're gonna get a hobby. I've got some dice.
Fine, let's get some dice.
All right. We start to game.
I'm waiting for the dwarf to come
We'll
back.
wait for
Yeah.
At what point do you make your presence known?
Oh, I was gonna wait for his outburst to finish, but
That's not happening. Yeah.
it's not happening.
We don't
no.
notice that some of the food is slowly starting to
Yeah,
disappear.
no, I have no idea.
I just feel like, all right.
Ah, Jesus!
Oh,
So I'd like to try to explain to you what I saw with the use of a piece of fabric. Please hold the two edges.
I'm holding the two edges of. Yeah, the four of us. Yeah, we've got the four corners like
And I
this.
just want to pinch the bottom and pull. Like, it's that. It's just like that.
We had an
Pull
idea
the
that
bottom
that's what...
down, up and down.
Oh,
How
so
close
was
did you get?
So it wasn't built from the bottom up. It was a level thing that was pulled down.
As far as I can tell.
Was there?
Big, chunky deer skeletons.
Wait, what?
Big, chunky deer skeletons
In the hole?
in the hole.
That's what happens if you fall down.
Oh. Well,
So there's nothing down there for us to investigate.
you turn
As
into
far as
a
I can
deer?
tell.
Yes.
Mm.
Huh. Well,
I mean, haven't you heard of that?
No.
You know, we all turn into deer when we die.
oh God.
Deeromorphs.
Yeah. So I suppose the next lead is the destination of the reflection.
Yes. It's just the normal life cycle of bipeds to quadrupeds.
Hmm.
It's human to ungulate.
All right.
And then eventually into centipede.
You're all using a lot of big words, which I'm going to take as an insult. And I'd appreciate it, maybe, if you use words that we could all understand.
Humans
Yeah.
into things that deer are,
Okay.
and then into lots of legged animals.
Ah,
It's a progress.
okay. Gotcha. All right. Well, makes sense to me, I guess.
I pack up the cold dinner.
Okay. Where do you want to make camp for the night? Are you sleeping inside the city?
Can we not sleep in the music box? Is there anywhere that's like quiet?
Based on what we know about the intensity of the sound here, can I make a judgment case about whether or not it would be better just at the lip of the...
Yeah, I mean, you didn't... You probably?
Okay.
Probably.
Okay.
I guess.
My guess would be that, no, it would probably be pretty cacophonous up there, too.
Or no, it would be better.
Oh,
up
would be
there.
there. Okay.
The noise would be better, I suppose, is a question with a couple of interpretations.
Thank you.
So the question is, do we set camp for the night, or do we go explore it now? Is that, am I...
It's like after midnight by the time Hella gets back.
Yeah.
We should probably
Let's pack
find
in somewhere.
to pack in. Yeah.
Okay, if we want to have a fire and a warm meal, we should leave, or we could just tough it out for the night.
Is it like cold? It's like spring, right?
This place does not retain heat well, actually, as it turns out. The stone seems to reflect a lot of energy back out in a way.
Well, I don't think that we're going to be able to make it back to the horses at a reasonable time, because it took us a couple of hours to get in here.
It's
No?
a big staircase, but how long can it take you to climb a couple of dozen stories worth of stairs?
Probably an hour or so.
Yeah, let's go back to the horses.
Are you sure? We could just try to camp somewhere closer.
I thought you wanted to get out of here.
Well, yeah, but I mean, like, it comes we need to decide that as we, as frail human beings, and not quite yet deer in a hole,
Here's my question. It's well into the night,
I feel like Heather was
and
that
we,
one.
and we want to examine that ridge up on the mountain.
Yeah. Which means, like, yeah, why don't we camp here?
Well,
And we're closer to that.
the big question. I mean, closer is nicer. I enjoy saving energy as much as the next person.
Yeah.
But do we want to be chasing the light as it goes across the mountain, or do we want to be there when it hits,
That's a good point.
or do we want to be in front of the light?
I can't imagine it's cool up there.
No, I didn't think of any significance of the time of day when we got there. I mean, I suppose we get there when we get there, and
We just don't want to be there at, like, what time of day was it, like, directly on the mountain? That was near the
sunset?
evening?
It seemed to be tracing, like the reflections seemed to be following the path.
So we want to get up there in the morning, correct? Before morning, before sunrise.
Well, we don't know
Well,
what the
that-
final destination is because it
and
covers quite a lot.
That's
of it.
my question. Do we want to be there in the light? Do we want to be behind the light, or do we want to be in front of the light?
Oh.
I think, personally, I think behind the light is probably the safest option. We can see what might be up there. If anything changes when the light happens, the light will be there to guide us, and hopefully it'll be a little bit warmer.
It's the smartest thing I've ever heard you say.
We haven't been around each other very long.
Yeah. I mean, I don't have a lot of examples, but I'm just saying. Hey, that's a brilliant idea. I'm trying to compliment
Thank
you.
you.
Then
As a
I
what?
appreciate
traveling
that.
compatriot.
So what do you suggest then? Where do we camp?
Maybe it doesn't sound very good anywhere down here, but we might just want to camp at the base of the edge of the wall.
Okay.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay, you make camp. You go to sleep.
Yeah.
It's a bit noisy,
Yeah.
but eventually, you get used to it or tune it out. The night passes uneventfully. It's kind of cold,
Yep.
and it's also very it's inhospitable feeling, a bit hostile. But you don't have any foul experiences during the. No monster-related injuries are inflicted upon you.
Cool.
Morning occurs unless there's something else you want to do during the night.
Nope.
Nope.
Morning occurs.
All of us have the right number of hooves.
Wait. I don't have any hooves. You're just like, you hold up your hands and just
Gregor Samsa awoke to discover.
clop, 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 clop.
Ooh, floss.
Yeah.
Then we'll wait, have a quick breakfast, and wait for the light, and then start following it as our paths its way up the mountain.
Okay. As the sun comes up, in fact, the spot appears. And it appears near the western cusp of where the mountain was hollowed out.
Makes sense.
So if this is a kind of a bowl shape cut out of the mountain, then the light begins reflecting very near to a place that now it looks like there's even like a bridge and a building, like a tower that leads to where it starts.
Imagine we're going to have to hustle to get there.
It might not be a thing you can do today.
So I'm guessing then, though,
Oh.
that the intact part of the mountain is the north face, correct?
Yes.
Okay, that might be far enough away that we can't get there.
I mean, you could get there, but certainly not before.
The sun moved.
Yeah. It seems to be pointing out where it is. If you want to get there before the sun starts hitting it, then you're already too late.
Well, yeah.
But you know where it is now.
Could we anticipate where it would be and be on the mountain so we could follow the path?
You would need mountaineering gear to climb the mountain. Because it's curving, you would be climbing the interior face.
Right. Where was the path I thought I saw?
It is on the interior face of the excavated mountain.
Right now, the light's pointing at the starting spot. We just have to go there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did that too.
It's the third time I've done that.
Ow.
Well, should we go there then?
We should head in that direction.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's do it. I'm ready.
Okay. This basically involves you translating, or what would it be? Processing 90 degrees around the perimeter of the
Long walk, yeah.
the long terrace, or the outermost terrace. say you're going from 6 o'clock where you started, all the way over to 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that takes a couple of hours.
Yeah.
Like it took Hella a couple of hours to reach the middle.
Yeah.
It'll take you a couple of hours to move around the exterior.
We're on the wrong side of the huge city, and
Yeah, roughly 2 pi r.
I like that.
Times as long.
Yeah. Well, I mean, in the interest of like time lapse and efficiency and stuff like this, I think we propose the question: do we basically set up camp and then wake up in such a way to be there for dawn the next day, or do we just go up the mountain when we get there and follow the path as we watch the sun move?
Let's see if we can see a path when we get there.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, let's examine things when we get there.
Okay.
Okay, you arrive. Say it took Hella 2 hours to go and come back, or 2 hours to get there, 2 hours back. So 6-ish hours.
Is there anything particularly interesting about the architecture as we trundle through?
It all strikes you as like playful. Actually, is the adjective that comes up most often to you. Whatever built this liked staircases. Actually, you think.
Okay.
Interesting.
Lots
Well,
of staircases on the interior of buildings. Like each story will be linked to by multiple staircases. Some sections have like floors that jut out and mezzanines, and like it's
Is it an Escher painting or not quite that weird?
it's not like there's no anti-gravity. There's no things
Okay.
mounted on the walls or the ceilings, but
Someone got a copy of SketchUp and a steps brush.
I'll tell you what, after hiking my ass 6 hours to this weird ass city, I fucking hate stairs. Okay? And I let everybody know.
well, like some sections are like some terraces are lower down than others, so you have to go down and then come
Stairs
back
again?
up.
Jesus. that's what you hear. You just, God damn it. Stairs again? Really?
Then you get to one place that has like some ramps, and those are just real bad news.
Because they're so
Slippery.
slippery.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh. Like
Since
steep
we are the
angle?
first ones to discover this city,
We get to name
we
it?
get to name it.
How about Suck Ass City?
Let's maybe hold off on that.
I was going to propose the City of Stairs.
Yeah.
That's closer.
Oh, man.
Big hole city.
Big hole city. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just going to loudly complain while we make our way to this mountain.
Okay.
trail.
Yeah, that's fine.
Sucks, dude. Wasn't built for this.
You arrive at where you think the path begins, and there is a tower here.
Ooh.
And it goes up, and then there is a bridge that leads over to the interior side of the mountain.
I got bad news for you, Peter. More stairs.
My God.
Dark
Why?
Stone City.
Dark stone stairs.
Dark Stone Stair City.
Give me a perception roll.
Everybody?
Yes.
Ooh.
10.
10.
18.
11.
Near at the under the bridge. It took me several seconds to come up with the word under, so that'll
Sewell the Bridge. Yes.
give you a hint as to where my brain is right now. There is a crumpled form.
Form. A body. I see something under the bridge.
And it looks to be wearing like it's yellow, wearing yellow cloth.
It's wearing clothing.
Okay.
Can we spot it after she points it out?
Yeah,
It's right over there.
it's a ways away.
Is it the same color as yellow as the wasp people?
That's my question.
It is, in point of fact, or similar, as much as they dye their cloth to a uniform color.
Peter, want to go poke it?
Excuse me?
Go poke it.
You've been looking for something else to do. That seems like a good idea.
Yeah, I'm not the one that can sneak up on an entire group of people without being heard or seen and steal our dinner, and you want me to go up there?
There.
It probably already knows we're here because I'm just yelling about it.
It.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Probably dead. Probably fell off the bridge. Go poke it.
Is it moving?
Moving.
Yes.
No, it seems to like fluttering maybe a bit.
Dude, no way I'm going in there.
All right. I'll start walking up to it. Okay. Hello, friend. Are you okay?
It's quite clearly not. Whatever this used to be, the person that this was has fallen a long way,
Okay.
and
Like fallen a long way, like it fell from a long way, or in the like my career is dead.
oh, it came from up there.
Oh, it came from up there. Okay, I wasn't like
Yeah.
it fell a long way, as in like it started doing drugs.
Okay.
And then it stopped doing anything productive.
One often follows the other, you'll find.
So I have
Sword, did it fall off the bridge?
yes, I have two questions. One, can I confirm it's one of the lost City of Gold folk?
Yeah, definitely looks to be.
How fresh is this body? Like fresh blood, or has it been here for a very long time?
There's no splatter. In fact, it looks, in fact, to you like it was dead when it fell, but possibly dead for a while.
Yeah, I'm going to try to do an investigation check and just be like, is it a dried husk? Is it a fresh body?
Can we like walk right up to it? It's not like
Yeah.
Oh, it's just like on the bridge.
I get an 11.
It's you
Human?
human. Yes. You do you roll it over with a boot, or like
Yes.
it's a crumpled form. As you do, you like every bone in this thing's body is broken in some way.
Okay.
And as soon as you roll it over, it is gross. Like it not only has it suffered the extreme trauma of the fall, but before that it was necrotic. By the looks of things, and here I'm using this in the capital N D&D terminology for necrotic. That this appeared to be some kind of undead.
Like what we saw in the tower?
No, different somehow.
Huh.
But for one thing, much fresher.
Oh, okay. So like
And,
kind of like if a person was just dried out a little bit, you know what I mean? Like that's what I'm trying to picture this.
Yeah,
Not
maybe?
like decaying.
Not decaying. Absolutely not decaying.
Like
but
you know when people do the little like the apple carvings and they shrink the head and it's like the you know what I mean?
yeah, a little,
it's kinda
a
like
little
that.
bit dried out and wrinkly.
Yeah.
But also burned. Maybe quite severely burned, in fact. But there's burned then healed, and then the fall.
Huh.
Okay.
Well,
And you get the sense of the burn from the clothing as well.
sure. I get the feeling that this was not alone. I get the feeling that they encountered something and that it lost.
Okay.
So,
Well, I mean, it obviously lost. I mean, winners don't. This isn't the picture of a winner.
but the other thing there, like, do I think this happened? Obviously, it's necrotic, but is this like a fresh necrotic, or has it like it was zombified and then it aged?
You don't know
Like
how.
how faded is
you,
the clothing and stuff like that?
you can't really tell with
With
that.
an 11? Okay. There's a chance that people might be up there or not. I can't tell.
Well, I assume we're going to run into something.
Yeah.
Or someone.
Well,
At some point.
we'll probably run into whatever resulted in it falling, at the very least. If not,
Well, I mean, we can always go back.
Not. No.
we've come pretty far, Peter.
Damn. That was close. I was almost there. I was like, yeah, maybe I'll convince them that we can just leave, retire.
Shall we start heading up? Maybe we'll
Yeah.
find more clues along the way.
I think so.
I guess. So.
At least the tower. We should definitely get inside there.
Yeah.
Does it look like it fell off the bridge or from higher up than the bridge? Because it's under the bridge.
You know, interesting question. It's kind of. You might surmise that it's windy up there. This may have been carried a distance.
Yikes.
Okay. Cool.
Again,
Okay.
if you enter the tower, did you say you were entering the tower now?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm following the
Yeah.
homies.
it's unlike any fortification you've ever encountered before, because you go through the entranceway and there's just a platform on the interior that has very nearly nested smoothly with the floor.
No stairs.
Yeah.
Finally, it's a
Yeah.
ladder.
Yeah, how do we get up? So there's just a flat platform, there's no staircase.
Could I look at that platform? Just examine it for any sort of...
Give me an investigation roll.
Okay. Damn. Oh, wait. 10.
10?
I'm assuming we would
There's
all
a
take a look
there's a
around, or-
flagstone in the middle that appears to be separate from the rest. It's Dark Souls.
Yeah. I'm going to go push.
Press the button! Press the button! Yeah!
And we're on like some type of like really wild magic elevator now.
Not magic,
Oh,
actually. You sink the flagstone, not the flagstone, the whatever.
God, I'm just glad no stairs.
Not a flagstone. You're not like, but there's like a button in the middle essentially that you can press, and through a series of clever counterweights, the platform lifts up quite quickly, actually, and carries you along with it, presuming that you're on it.
Oh yeah, I'm fine with this, yeah.
Yep, we're all on it.
Less stairs.
Does it
And like
show-
a
I was just like, does it show any indication of stopping before we get crushed in the ceiling?
You say that out loud?
Yes.
Why would you say that before we press the button?
I didn't know what the button did.
Oh God, we're dead. We're dead. We're super. Like it's
There's
going
no
up.
Ready to jump off?
Yes.
There's no one squished on here, for one thing.
Okay.
That seems like decent circumstantial evidence. And once you start getting higher on the platform, the like a counterweight sinks by, and then another, and another, in kind of like a radial pattern.
Well, I guess it's better than dying on stairs.
I just like look at the ceiling, being like, is this death?
And when it occurs to you that the counterweights and the pattern that they're lowering down actually create a staircase that could, like an emergency staircase, in case the platform gets stuck at the top.
That's very cool.
Huh.
Yeah, I just thought of that. I thought it was
Oh, you're beautiful, Cameron.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And the platform rises up. It's not quiet, but it's quieter than a lot of grinding stone should be.
Yeah.
And even slows down
Ah, good.
near the top.
Huh. Hey, Hella.
Did we see anything like this in Augur? Nothing, right?
No.
There's nothing like. Okay.
And occasionally you'll see, like through windows or portals on the side of the tower, the city sinking away kind of below you.
Very clever.
May I make a suggestion with your climbing gear?
Go ahead.
Could we tie each other to one another so that if one of us would fall, we could catch them?
Yes,
all
we
fall.
can.
Do
one
you,
falls.
do you know how to do that?
Probably.
Okay. Would you two be down to perhaps secure one another with ropes?
Absolutely.
I don't like the idea of one person falling and dragging everybody else with them.
Well, better than one person falling and no
Specifically
one
me,
catching
because
them.
I'm probably going to be the one that falls.
Well, then we should definitely give you rope.
I guess. Yeah.
Right.
Okay. Fine.
Yeah. Okay, I'll tie everyone together.
I'm
In
hoping
the
that-
order that we'd like to proceed.
Yes, in our classic marching order,
You have a
Yes,
classic
that classic
marching
marching order.
Yeah.
which is me,
And then 3
Hella,
ducklings.
Yeah.
Tank followed by question marks.
all right.
Yeah.
We are in that order.
I want to be like third because I like being in between people. I feel safer.
Sure, I'll take it through here.
Yeah, I'll go second.
All right.
I'd rather have the skittish one be comfortable than...
Thanks. That actually means a lot to me.
When we get to the top, there's the bridge, and then what?
The first thing you notice when you summit the tower is that it is terraced in a way that is actually quite inviting and humane feeling, like that this was actually a place that was designed for people to be. And even though you're quite high up, you seem baffled from the wind. There's not a lot of noise here. And the view is spectacular. And the second thing you notice is a figure propped up against the balustrade at the edge.
So what's a balustrade?
Short wall.
Yeah,
Okay.
kind of looking over.
Living or also dead?
I'd get
I'd
closer,
like to
probably.
go over and investigate that.
Okay. It is a figure wearing the same gold cloth.
Okay. And then I'll walk up just like, hello, friend. Are you okay?
And it is an emaciated woman wearing like a veil, and it is the same style of clothing worn by the envoy that was in Augury.
Jesus.
The waspy woman?
And she looks at you and says, naturally.
What, what do you mean by that?
Really? 4 of you? Okay, fine. Which one of you is the face?
Peter,
What? What? Why are you pointing at me?
you're the one who seems to like talking the most.
You are the
Delegate
prettiest-
one of you to speak with me.
Would you like some water while you're here?
I don't want to talk to it. It's weird. I don't like it.
I'll just hand my water skin over.
Fine. Yeah, it's me.
She's too weak to lift it.
Uncork it and hold it.
She drinks hungrily, or thirstily, from the water skin, and after a moment, just like water, like kind of runs out of her mouth again.
Gross. Yeah, I guess it's me. Because I gotta. Yeah, hi. Peter.
Imogen.
Imogen?
Peter?
Imogen.
Really, this is where we're gonna have a
Well,
problem?
I mean, like, what do you want me to say? I don't know. I'm Peter. You're Imogen. I
Yes.
don't know why we're here. I don't
Are
even
you
know
sure
what
that
place
this is? Are you sure that this is the face of your party?
Yes. Yes. I'm an adult.
Aren't
I'm just
you?
a little freaked out.
Don't you always have questions to ask?
Yeah, I do.
Ask some questions.
Where are we?
This city has no name. It was never inhabited. Unless, I suppose, you count us. Although it's really debatable whether I count as a living thing anymore.
Okay. Who built this city? Like, why? I don't understand why we're here.
I was really hoping that I would get the answer to that question, because look at this place, it's fascinating. Can you imagine the level of power necessary to do this?
So what happened to you?
Oh. Well, you could say that the Emperor encourages a certain level of single-mindedness from his servants, of which I would count myself as a rather dedicated one. I'm so sorry.
It wasn't me this time. Yep.
Now, you may have also noticed that nothing really grows here.
Yeah.
So, as the days went by and we ran out of food, well, we certainly weren't going to abandon the enterprise.
Enterprise?
Well, of reaching the summit.
Oh. How far did you... Is this the farthest you made it?
Personally, yes. But several of my soldiers made it reasonably far before the light caught them.
You were right. He was right. But I don't understand. So, okay. When was the last time you ate? Why are you like this? I don't understand. Why are you still alive?
where her hand landed on her chest,
Yeah.
there's a sudden energy that passes from somewhere, and you can see her. She almost seems to gain a bit of life. Oh, because when you have my, well, blessings, really, death is not something that comes easily to you.
Blessings.
Blessings. It is a word that means favored
Yeah,
by the
I know.
divine.
I know what blessing means. I'm sick of gratitude already.
Okay, so what were you seeking at the top?
Whoever made this.
And are we sure whoever made this is still here?
It seemed like a good place to start.
Do we know why the city's like that?
No.
Huh. And I'm assuming what happened to the fellow that was at the bottom on the bridge, dressed like you.
Oh, clumsy.
Yeah, that'll do it.
I'm going to do this. Wait.
Well, we are going to keep going. Good luck with everything.
Thank you. Good luck. I look forward to watching your attempt with anticipation.
So, we either need to chase the light or outrun it, correct?
Go behind it.
Is the light ahead of us already?
Yes.
If the sun is up, the light will be
Yeah, it's
ahead of
probably
us.
like 2 o'clock right now.
So we just need to follow it, right?
How long do you think it'll take us to get to the top of this? Like 4 to 6 hours?
We're not experienced climbers, so it could be a while.
But is there like a path the whole way, or is it?
There's certainly a... Oh, have you left her?
Ideally, we don't have this conversation right in front of her, or do we? I don't.
I don't care.
We haven't left yet.
Okay.
She's not doing anything.
Yeah. Okay. I guess I asked that a lot. If she just answers, sure.
Yeah.
By my guess, it would take you about 2 days to get to the top.
Okay, so you can't outrun it in a single day. So we'd have to find shelter at one point to allow the sun to pass,
Huh.
or travel at night, find
And
shelter
camp out
during the day.
During the day.
So we have.
It presented an interesting problem.
Mm-hmm. And you had your people you were with went ahead.
Mm-hmm.
I still don't understand why you only made it this far.
I anticipated the problem.
Huh.
How long have you been here?
A while.
Do we bring her with us?
I mean,
I don't think we do.
I don't think we can.
It's not going to be feasible to... If people are falling off this mountain by themselves, trying to take an infirm, no offense,
None taken.
with us is not going to be, shall we say, beneficial for anyone involved.
That's very sensible.
Ask, where did your emperor come to knowledge of this place?
Oh, he has none yet.
And how did...
Blessed be his name, but this place was not anywhere within his purview.
And how did you come to find about this?
I was off on a lovely little expedition one day, and I came over a hill, and here it was.
And so did you go back and get more people to come with you?
No, that would not have been the proper way to explore this place,
What's the proper way?
to conquer it oneself.
Huh. And is that an emperor thing or a you thing?
It is an everyone thing. Have you considered it?
No. No, I haven't.
You should.
I'd rather not be here, to be honest with you. So what do we do?
Your loss.
Have Have you only been sending up your soldiers individually?
After a while, yes.
But you sent them as a group to begin with, with the similar fate, I'm assuming.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I mean,
Do you know exactly what killed them?
The ground. And before that, several of them were on fire.
I'm assuming it just gets
The
hot
sun.
up there. Yeah,
Yep,
the sun. Yeah. All right. Well, we can't outrun it.
Well,
The ground for many of them, several of them were killed by buildings.
Impact.
Oh, right.
Can we scout ahead to see if there would be shelter on the path? Like, can we see roughly where it goes and be like, that's our destination? We have to make it to and sort of plan the route from here?
Do you have like a spyglass or anything like that?
Might. Hold on.
I don't.
When I played D&D, I always tried to find money to buy a spyglass.
Yeah,
I thought
no,
that was
it's
pretty
clever.
cool.
Yeah.
And I never got to use
Yeah,
one.
no,
so.
they're expensive. Yeah,
They
my,
are.
My best is a mirror on a stick. It's not going to do it.
Close.
Close.
Yep.
No,
Spyglass is like several mirrors on a stick.
it is. You're looking at a very small path,
Yep.
very far away, and you can trace. You can follow where the bridge starts and the path starts.
Yeah.
And then it goes away, and you have to like go back and look back.
Well, if we start
If
now,
it's going to take us, sorry, but if it's going to take us 2 days to travel this path, right?
Yep.
That would mean,
the sun will pass us at least once.
yeah.
Does anyone have a bowl?
I have bowl for cooking.
Gimme.
I give it
Okay.
here.
Just gonna like crush up some ration and drizzle water and slurry it up for Imogen.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, thank you.
Gross.
Here.
Spoon?
Yeah. All right. I am now nursing Imogen.
Oh, that's dreadful. Thank you so much.
Yeah. I mean, I don't have a fire, but
We can make one.
what do you have to burn? Oh.
I mean, there's
Yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah. Oh, just got a sense of humor. I don't understand how you're still alive.
Magic.
Yeah, but why? Is there like some force at work here? Like, is there something that kept you alive for a reason?
Members of my order can be killed, yes, through singular events of trauma, but generally starvation is not what will end our lives.
Is she a human? I never asked. Was the other person like a
She's
human?
wearing like a headdress right now, and it kind of it flares up and out, but it also like covers her eyes.
Huh. All right, well, I'm not going to touch it, but she doesn't look human then? What Peter would like? 'Cause Peter,
Her hands, body, and lower face are all human.
okay. All right. I'm going to leave it at that. I'm not going to like take her headdress off or anything.
If we leave now, we have 16 hours to find shelter, give or take, on the mountain face. But if it was that easy, I don't imagine so many of them would have failed.
this is clearly not something that, if the sun is a defense, it's a very good defense.
Any ideas?
And while you're talking about this, she like vomits up the gruel
Great.
again.
Yeah.
Without like any force, it just kind of like, wow.
Yeah.
I
Well, I mean, like,
dab her face slightly.
what are the chances
Oh,
that we
thank you. You're so
wait out
kind.
the weather? Like, it's got to be cloudy at some point, right? You know what I mean? Wouldn't that give us a whole extra day? Like, we just beat out a storm. Like, the storm passed through.
Do you want to be on that in a storm?
I'd rather not. I'd rather take my chances with the storm than getting burnt alive by the sun.
You're being very helpful. I assume you've tried, one of your soldiers has tried this in a cloudy day.
Oh yeah, the storm was a very entertaining day.
The issue is this: what storm lasts 2 days? So we just have to outsmart the sun.
Where does the sun hit the path at the beginning of the day?
How do you mean?
Like, where's the first point it hits?
Basically, like right after the bridge goes across to another like structure that kind of mirrors the tower, and then the path emerges from that structure. And you haven't crossed the bridge or gone across to that structure
I
yet.
was asking Imogen.
Oh, the barring the shadow cast by the towers, the light begins at the base of the path.
I mean, we can go check out the other structure and just see what's there. Can't
Let's-
hurt, right? Do
yeah.
you know what's in that other structure? Have you been across the bridge?
Yes, I came back here because I like the view. But yes, the other side of the structure is the gateway houses. Well, why don't you go and look for yourself?
We have some time. It's not
That's
really
ominous.
dangerous.
Jesus. Maybe you wouldn't be stuck up here if you talked less in riddles, more like a real person.
Oh, if I knew how to describe what's over there, I would. If I thought it would do you any good.
Okay.
I guess we head over and marching order because
Yeah.
we are still tied to each other.
Yes.
We'll probably be back.
Go. Have a good time, little ducklings.
Like nod.
I don't like her.
Yeah, thank you for feeding her.
And you as well.
Peace be unto you.
All right, so we crossed the bridge of death.
Well, it's
It's
not death.
just a
Just a bridge.
It looks spindly from the ground, but it's wide enough for a couple of carts side to side.
Oh,
And again, it does seem kind of humanely designed or humanistically designed. It does seem intended for use.
all right. The bridge of near death.
And it's actually flat. It's not arched significantly. Like you can see the gateway from where you are.
Okay.
It seems strong. Again, and it's all the same kind of like incredibly smooth stone.
Does it remind me at all of the bridge in Augur?
Which one?
Sorry, the bridge out of the tower.
The one in Augur was way more usable.
Okay.
It wasn't this big for one.
As we start to approach the gate, is there anything other than a perfectly nondescript building? Is there anything else on the exterior of it?
The building is like there's an entranceway and you can't tell what's inside it from outside, but it seems to be kind of the same idea as the tower that you climbed.
All right. Well, I guess
Only there's no elevator, presumably.
I'll take a shield up and then start walking in.
Okay. The first thing that you hear is the sound of water. And as your eyes adjust, you realize that there is, quite a pretty little water feature that seems to be collecting rainwater, and through a series of pools and filters, pours it out into a dais in the center of the room. And there are kind of like 4 impressions around it.
Is this a perception or investigate moment?
Actually, this would be an insight
Okay. Just like,
because
what
you're trying to. What do you want to know?
I just like what are these symbols? What is
Okay, that would be an insight roll.
Okay, like what am I looking at here? 18.
Again, it suggests usability or intention of usability.
So you say there are 4 impressions in the dance?
Yeah, like around it, and looking at the size of it, it's roughly about the distance that people sit when they're comfortable.
Okay.
The natural spacing that.
I sit down in one of the impressions.
They're for standing people.
Yeah.
What else is in the room before we pray at the weird water altar?
There is a path out and then the path in across the bridge, and then not a whole lot else.
Like the walls are just smooth and nondescript.
How clear is the water in the? Like I assume it's quite purified by the.
Yeah, you don't know what the filtration process is, but it's not full of like debris or leaves or silt or anything. And in fact, the pool seems to drain out in the middle in a very gentle way that reminds you of the city.
Well, for lack of anything else to do,
Well,
what if the four of us stood on all four sides and drank from the pool together?
I just want to take a closer look at it around first before we all start the ritualistic drinking of the dirt water.
Yeah, this is weird ritualistic water drinking,
Yeah.
I imagine, too.
That's a natural 20.
What are you looking for?
I don't know, just any information. Like, is it like does it look like it's a mechanism? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
'cause
yeah.
we just
it's
wrote a fucking
very clever
elevator.
mechanism.
Yeah. Natural 20, baby. Sha, sha, sha. Sha, sha, sha.
Okay, what am I going for here? And then what would a natural 20 reveal about it?
Yeah.
What would become immediately clear to you if you just had the brainwave and understood it?
And Peter's brain is real big, so he
Clearly.
would have, he is a genius.
This structure, this part of the structure, is magical.
Okay.
And it has to be, because no weight of stone, no matter how carefully designed, could support itself under these kinds of pressures.
Okay.
So the only thing that occurs to you that would sustain those kinds of weights are adamantine era architecture and engineering, which shouldn't work anymore unless there's an enormous amount of magical energy being expended to sustain it. Which means that this structure is magical, and probably the path outwards as well. So that implies that this fountain is magical.
Like the water's magical or the fountain is magical?
Probably the fountain. The water seems to be water to you.
Just water?
Just water to you.
Okay, well, I don't know.
No, this is a valid question.
Yeah.
So that means that the process is more important than the intake. Drinking the water isn't necessarily what will propel whatever magical energy this is, but it has to be done in a certain way, you think. And that just occurs to you, right?
Okay. I let everybody know. Like, hey, magic.
Well, that confirms some of our suspicions.
Yeah.
Every trial has instructions. Maybe this is how we figure out what we're supposed to do.
Want me to take it apart?
I mean, we
Maybe-
could. I don't think that'd be a
maybe-
good idea.
After we tried it, and if we run out of solutions, maybe we can disassemble it and try and figure out how it works after?
It's fair.
Maybe we try following the four impressions first.
Peter, do you think time of day matters?
As far as to what? The fountain?
Magic.
Oh, to the magic? No, because the magic is... The only thing that I know is that the magic is keeping this thing going. This structure and everything else that's going on around us right now. Magic is still alive and well right now. Not like we saw back at the old tower where the magic or the metal was all broken. Something is keeping this going. I don't know what this is for and what the point of the fountain is, but I do know that it's magic. That's about as much as I can tell you.
What if it's not about taking something out of the fountain,
Yeah.
but adding something to it?
Okay.
What?
I mean, it's a place.
You guys aren't going to pee in the fountain, are you?
It's a.
That seems like a bad idea.
Let's
That
try.
seems wrong to you.
Yeah. Let's
That
try.
seems wrong to me.
Yeah.
Let's try the obvious drinking before we go too far down.
But
the
it's
path
like
of
I can
other
tell you
things.
that the water itself isn't magical.
Okay.
The structure is.
Yeah.
And this is the only thing that I can think of is that the water is just a means to an end. Is that
Yeah.
what I feel
Yes.
like? Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the water is just a byproduct of whatever this thing is doing.
It's looking for a behavior, not a end.
There are no
Okay.
consequences. There's
There's-
4 symbols and 4 of us.
Is there like, what about the structure? I'm looking at the structure for like,
Is it
is there like a
did I
switch
really?
or like, you know what I mean? I was looking at this being like, okay, is there some kind of like operating mechanism, much like the pressure plate back for the elevator?
No.
No? Okay.
There is just like this fountain,
Yeah.
and then the way out and the way in.
And you said there's 4 impressions around it? Mm-hmm. And impressions, do you mean just like, it's just like a little dip? Like that's it?
It almost like stations.
Okay. What if
like-
we each stand at one of them?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think let's
We all
start.
join hands. Zordon.
Do we have to loosen the rope at all? Does it reach?
Well, it's a 50-foot rope. I imagine we have.
Oh, yeah, we're all like, ugh.
Take our ropes off for a moment.
Yeah.
Sure. Okay.
I remove my training weights,
All right.
where I've been training at 10 times Earth gravity. I'm now free.
Yeah.
Okay. So you stand around the fountain.
Yes.
And
If nothing happens when we stand there, I suggest like let's take a drink and the
okay.
count of 3. Oh, sorry,
Nothing
Ian.
happens as you stand around the fountain.
Let's take a drink. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's start by taking a drink.
Yeah.
Okay. In 3, 2, 1.
Suddenly it's night.
What
Ooh.
the fuck?
And it occurs to you that it's not night, but rather there is just no more sun. And the fountain casts kind of an eerie, radiant light, but it's just like the sudden snap across of something.
Oh.
And the rope is gone.
My rope.
Our rope!
Oh.
Okay.
What's O?
What are you thinking?
We might not be here anymore.
What?
Cameron, if I have an idea that this thing was magical, do I have any idea what just happened to us?
Uh,
I'm trying to think. I'm thinking real hard.
it
Can
would
I-
be,
What would it be?
give me an Arcana roll.
Can I borrow the PHP?
Sure.
Good.
Did
That's
you good?
pretty good. That's a 21.
You have just enacted what you think is a ritual trigger
Okay.
to activate some kind of magical effect. And normally in previous editions I would have called for a spellcraft, but it definitely feels like a dimensional door, you want to say? And if that's true, then if you're in some kind of other, if you've been across some kind of plane, then physical space might not operate the same way here.
Question.
And at 21, the path might be navigable in a relatively short amount of time.
Is this the same kind of realm that it was when we went and saw the augur?
Yes.
We're in the same. I say that. I'm like, shit, hey, augur. This is same kind of thing. When we went and saw the augur.
We're in the astral realm?
Yeah,
Or
Ethereal
the
realm?
ethereal.
Oh,
ethereal
it's-
realm.
Yeah.
So that's how we get past the sun, because everyone knows that sunshine can't touch the ethereal realm.
How long will this last?
I don't know. We better hurry. Yeah. That's a great question.
All right.
All right. I would like you to roll initiative for me.
Oh. Jeez, Ian.
That's 2.
Huh. Hell yeah. That's do we got our proficiency to our initiative?
No.
No. That's a 19.
Okay.
Nice work.
Thanks.
Hella
19.
All I want
19?
is someone to tell me that I do a nice job at least once a day.
and
As long as you do the job
sword
once.
As long as
7.
you do a
7.
nice job, I'll tell you you did a nice job.
What, do you want us to lie to you?
Burn.
Yeah, I'm not gonna
I
lie
mean,
to
you have to do a nice job. For it. Damn it. I mean, I can't just do nothing and someone's like, hey, nice job today. Like, thanks.
Okay, so now that you're inside this alternate world,
Yeah.
the layout of the tower has altered subtly. Where once there was a 2 paths out, the one across the bridge is now gone.
You mean the way back?
The way back is missing.
Okay.
There's just there's no break in the wall there, and the one up the mountain is covered by a large door with some kind of mechanism in it.
Okay.
Oh, there's a door in the way.
Yes,
Interesting.
it's closed to you by this.
Is it a lock? Does it appear to be mechanical in the sense that it?
You would have to go up there.
That's-
Peter, it's your turn.
I get to go first?
Yes.
Well, I'm not a locksmith, but I want to... Okay, what would Peter do? Peter would be like, teleport, holy shit, ethereal realm. Guys, we're freaking out. Okay, stop, Peter. Stop.
Remember, every action is a vine.
Yeah. Okay. So, and there's nothing like we saw in the Augur's realm, obviously, like a definite, like a trail. Like, you know what I mean? There's nothing connected to either the pedestal in the middle, like nothing like that?
No.
All right. So there's a doorway. Nothing else. Can't go back. I'll go check out the door.
Okay.
I know that was a lot, but Peter had to think about it.
The door is covered by, is dominated by what looks like an elaborate mechanical lock.
I look at the doors. Hella!
Yes.
It's your turn.
Look up at the door.
Yeah. I'm like, I don't know, dude.
Do you have lockpicks?
I have thieves' tools.
Then you can attempt to open this lock.
Come
All
on,
right,
baby.
What's the check?
Roll. It's your proficiency. It is what is?
Would it be sleight of hand for dexterous?
Can I see the PHB? Actually, this used to be a
Yeah, it used
used
to be pretty
device.
straightforward.
But
Use magic device. You can use
now
these
this
in
is
that.
embarrassing. Where's the
No, it's
rogue?
not. Nobody cares.
I played
can't
a
even
rogue
see
for
this.
months.
They're just banging away on their
I
keyboards.
don't think I've played Rogue since 3.5.
Right.
Bu- bu- bu-
Well,
I only
last
ever
one was a
played
Kender.
clerics. Kender.
Yeah.
They're surprising.
What I can't figure out is how come nobody else decided that, unless they didn't have 4 people when they came up here.
Mm-hmm.
But that doesn't make any sense, right?
Well,
So unless they made it this far and then they got to where we are, and then something just killed them.
the wasp woman. I'm gonna stop. Imogen.
Yeah.
Imogen did mention that she thought that this seemed to be a task for an individual to complete.
It could be that they couldn't think of 4 people doing it at the same time if they only.
Bottom of the list.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It sounds like it's one of those
Ability
things too.
check. So, yeah, just give me a dex roll with your proficiency bonus.
Come on, baby.
Nat 20. 29.
Yes! Sha-sha-sha!
We got a badass over here. Okay.
A 29 to the door.
Yeah. Oh, okay. You get it. You kind of grok the nature of the task before you basically immediately. And what strikes you about it is that this isn't really a thing to keep people out so much as it is a test. Right? And essentially every lock is a test, right? Can you have what's inside? But this one is very deliberately designed as so. So you get that it's looking for a specific answer rather than like, a lock wants a combination.
Yeah.
And you're able to, it'll take you, let's say, 2 rounds to
Okay.
pick it, but now you get the conceit of the puzzle.
Yes.
It's a puzzle, not a barrier.
Yes. It's a puzzle.
Good.
Wow.
Okay.
She's like all excited. I found a puzzle.
Sword.
I will go stand beside Hella and just be like,
The hairs on the back of your neck begin to stand up.
I'm going to do that weird thing I did the other day where I just like send my spirit feelings out and just be like, is there evil?
I see. Do I see
you
sword
definitely-
like
You absolutely get a sense of danger
And
Those are the
where is
swords,
it?
like-
in the shadows.
There! And I like turn
Because
with my shield and I point at it.
The elaborate series of of terraces and water features that feed the fountain, which is now there's no water here,
Yeah.
so it's empty and dry. But they create a very elaborate and interesting series of shadows on the wall from the light being radiated by the fountain, and you recognize that some of those shadows are in fact alive.
Okay, I'm just going to pull out my sword and just kind of bark and call my action done. Just, wrong bark.
And one of
Woof.
those shadows emerges,
Butts.
and
I thought it was a no pets building. And
again, it is the same kind of thing that you encountered the night in the tower.
I took a strength penalty in that fight. After the long rest...
It recovers that.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. They stopped doing that thing with the...
Yeah.
With the
where it's
undead,
like,
yeah.
Like, am I cursed forever?
Yes.
You mean they
There
stopped
goes
doing
your
the thing that
levels.
sucked?
Yeah, yeah,
that's
the
good of
awful
them.
thing where it's just like, no, you're level 6 now instead of 7.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. And so what do you do? There's a shadow there.
Oh, if I still have an opportunity to do more, I thought that might have been my turn with the take action. But if I can do something, I'm going to position myself between it and everyone else.
Okay.
Yeah, so that if there's more, they have to come through me.
Okay. It, in fact, does not seem terribly interested in anyone else because Boleznena, I'm sorry.
That's okay.
I keep wanting to rush through your name, hasn't gone yet and doesn't seem terribly aware of its presence, but it comes right for you.
Okay, I got the shield up.
So I hear sword bark.
Just like, "Rawr!"
And I'm like, I was like watching how, I'm like, oh, that's cool. I'm trying to get her to explain what she figured out. And then
So-
I'm like, Jesus.
You turn and there is a shadowy humanoid form
Yeah.
attacking Sword.
Okay.
And it is ravenously clumsy.
Amazing.
So it doesn't hit you, but it makes a swipe at you
Okay.
that you're able
Is
to
this the
deflect
kind of
or
thing-
sidestep. I don't
Yeah,
know
I'll
what your
deflect
fighting
it with the
style is.
shield. Just like let it just like you hear a big like clunk as this. Does it clunk when it hits the shield? Like, is it physical enough to make a noise?
Yeah, here, yeah.
Cool. All right.
Does
Yeah.
it look, and when you say ravenously hungry, does it look like if a ghost was tired? You know what I mean? Like, does it look like,
Its behavior is almost feral.
okay. I don't know anything about shadows, but
Boleznena.
It's gone right for Surge.
Yes.
I feel like I'm going to draw my sword.
Okay.
And I guess I'll move to protect Surge. By
Okay.
attacking it.
I protect Surge by attacking it.
You roll me an attack.
I'm sorry.
Pardon me.
That'll be a 16.
That hits.
Okay. That's 10 damage.
Jesus.
Okay.
Jeez Louise.
The sword finds resistance moving through this dark space in the world. And again, like I think I described it last time, like moving through ink in water where it parts it and then it reforms behind it. But the reformation is awfully, it's not terribly enthusiastic because you just wailed on it hard. All right. Peter, it is your turn. Hella
Like the
is working on the lock.
Yeah. Oh shit. It's like, oh no, another one? Okay. Yeah, he like pulls his sword and he does the same thing where he kind of like stabs over sword. Like, he's like, I guess. And then he's like, does that thing.
Okay.
Oh jeez. 13?
That hits.
All right, 7 points, baby.
7. Okay.
Yeah.
You actually disrupt the shadow or disrupt the undead
Yeah.
in sufficiently enough to dissipate it entirely.
Yeah.
And as you do that, you get again the same feeling that shadow, darkness. Maybe there's light somewhere, but it's like this inkling in the back of your head. In the same way that you knew that you were, I'm assuming your character was right-handed, left-handed?
Yes, right-handed.
Same way you knew that you were right-handed, that there's something else you could be pulling for here. That this isn't your first reflex.
Oh, really?
Hella. The lock,
Okay.
if you continue working at it, the lock pops open this time,
Cool.
at the
I
end
do
of this
that.
round.
Can I take a bonus action on top
Sure.
of that to
Yeah.
hide?
Go for it.
Yeah. Just like, oh, there's stuff going on.
Wow, nice shot.
Yeah. 22.
Okay. Where do you want to hide?
In I guess the shadows near the edge of the room, if that's possible, or is there like a structure? Is there like the fountain thing there?
Yeah, you can hide in the shadows if you want.
Yeah.
Okay. The lock pops open, revealing another mechanism inside, one that you don't. It doesn't seem to be for you.
Right.
And yeah, you run off and hide in the shadows.
Perfect.
So I hear a click, right?
Yeah.
And then I look, and hell is gone.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Cool.
All right.
Is combat technically over? Like, have
No.
No. So we're still in initiative.
Yes.
Okay, well, I'll let you. I don't know who's next. So
Sword.
Yeah. So the
Bolas
thing in front
Nena
of me is dead.
and Peter have collaborated to cut this thing into nothingness now.
Okay, I'm gonna just like nod at them, and then I guess like, can I do a perception check at the door? Just like
Right.
what is there? Ooh, and I get a 17. Like, what is this door?
It seems to be a layered level of mechanisms, and the one that is there is not something that seems you don't know what to make of it.
All right, I'll hold them back. Presuming there's more. Can you figure out the door?
Yeah. Of course I can figure out the door.
You
It's a
got
door.
us here. Get us out.
Yeah, sure. Okay. Sure, I guess.
All right. Hella, there's something in the shadows with you.
I don't think you can see me.
It apparently doesn't, because you feel the weight of it almost like climb over you
Right.
as it emerges, and it's cold and unpleasant feeling and
Yeah.
old,
Oh.
like old, and it
It's
moves
so
to attack
old,
Sword.
Yep. As this thing charges at me, I'm just gonna be like clang, clang, clang.
It's old.
What's your AC?
Got a big cigar.
16.
16.
Yeah.
Significant.
Yeah, as like I don't know if you noticed or not, but I seem more steady defensively than last time.
Okay. Yeah, it misses.
Okay, or block or something.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Just like king.
It, it misses, but yes. However, it's best to parse that for your fighting style. Then absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, it lunges at you clumsily and just like puts its whole weight against your shield.
Just
or is
basically assume
deflected.
if I ever dodged, there's somebody beside me it would hit, so I'll always take the blow and just like be grounded and stop it.
All right. Yeah, absolutely. It has no effect. Bolas Nena.
I'll help. I'm going to help Sword out while
Okay.
you take care of the door.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah.
So I'll move to attack the current shadow that's there.
Okay.
Oops. That's less good. That's going to be a 7.
That
roll.
will not find purchase.
Didn't think so.
Peter.
So Peter turns around and he's like he kind of lets his sword drop and he's like, "All right, Peter, think." So I'll look at the lock or look at the door. What is Hella left? Like, she unlocked the thing. I was like, I thought there was more locks. If she hasn't unlocked the doors, then she hasn't finished doing her job. So she just left in the middle of a job.
This is not a mechanical device, at least in a sense that Hella interacts with. This is an arcane one.
Okay. Well, all right. I guess I'll take a look at it. I'm like, yeah. What
Give
kind of
me an
like?
arcane
Can I
roll, an investigation roll, actually.
investigation?
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Come on, big money.
It's an int skill. Come on.
11. Peter's not that smart.
It. Actually, no. Wait. Your class is charisma based, isn't it?
Yep.
Can I see your character sheet?
This one? Yes.
Give me an insight roll. No. That's. I'm irritated that insight isn't a charisma based skill. So give me a charisma roll with which you have proficiency, and add your proficiency bonus to it.
17.
There is again an intention here. that is looking for an input into something that cannot be seen with your physical eyes, but rather it's a magical device that is looking for a specific kind of push, like a kinetic push, one that can't be done with a physical, like, impulse from outside, but would have to be a magical impulse generated from within.
Okay. I don't know. Does anyone know magic? I don't know magic.
I can have a look at it when I'm done dealing with the shadow.
Yeah, just like busy.
If you want to take my place, that's fine too.
Yeah, I don't think I'd be much use there. I guess, yeah, I don't know. Peter fucking tries to fiddle around with it, I guess, while he's messing around with a ghost. You know, that's it. That's all Peter does. Because that's Peter, I don't know. Everyone asks him to, like, they're like, fix it. And he's like, he's like, I don't know.
Yeah, that's fair.
If you can't, that's fair.
Yeah.
Hella.
I take my short sword and stab at the shadow from
Ooh,
being hidden.
Okay. Roll attack.
you backstab a ghost.
Same way you backstab anything else.
20,
That hits.
and I'd like to add my sneak attack.
Please do.
Can you sneak attack a ghost?
Provably, yes.
Yeah.
Doesn't say you can't.
The ghost has a spleen. Get it.
Yeah, 12 hits, 12 damage.
Oh, I missed 3. 15 damage.
The ghost explodes.
Yeah.
That's a lot of damage.
Or actually, no, wait, because this is a fresh one.
The ghost and the DM are surprised.
Yeah, you land a good one on it, but it survives.
Okay. Can I hide again for my bonus? Or
Sure.
would I need to disengage?
You would need to disengage, I think, but you can do that as a bonus action because you're a rogue. in case that inference was not immediately.
In case me adding my sneak attack damage and proficiency in my thieves' tools. Yeah.
There's a lot of monks with sneak attack these days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Again, this is something that I should be familiar with, but yeah, you can take a bonus action each of your turns in combat. This can be used dash, disengage, or hide action.
So
Hide.
hide.
Sure.
19.
You are hidden. Do you hide in the shadows again?
Oh yes.
Okay.
She's like that
Stab
when Homer goes back into the hedge.
Yes.
Just slowly steps back.
Sword. There's one of these things in front of you, and like looked like a sword came through it at one
Out of
point.
nowhere, just like, all right.
Yeah.
So,
And it's like,
so I'm going to attack it, but at the same time, I'm going to try and carry this weird feeling inside and be like, what happens if I put that feeling through my weapon?
that feels very right to you.
I roll a modified 20, not a natural 20.
Okay. Yeah, you strike true.
Okay.
And as you do so,
19 damage. Probably as this whole thing just starts glowing.
yeah, your sword actually bursts into flame. Not like smoky flame, but like a brilliant moment of radiant light.
Huh.
And the when you strike it, it just evaporates
Huh.
What
with
the
like this otherworldly noise.
fuck was that?
Impressive is what it was. Keep doing that.
Okay.
I can't compete with that. What am I? I'm staring at this lock like I gotta figure this lock out, dude. I don't know. Oh god.
Another one emerges from the shadows.
Hurry!
I don't know what to do.
Goes straight for sword.
Yeah.
It ignores you again and goes straight for him, even though it seems to know you're there. You said your AC was 16?
Correct.
Okay, that is a hit.
Damn.
For 7 damage.
Ow.
Ouchies. Ooh, owie, ouch. Ooh, ouchies.
And it reduces your strength score by 1.
Of course. Ow.
Bolaznena.
How's that lock coming?
It's coming. I'm working on it.
You got it under control?
Yep, sure do.
Okay, I'll go after the shadow.
Okay.
Yikes.
That's a 20 on the die.
Ooh, natural
okay.
20?
Yep.
All right. Double roll 2 times the number of dice,
Ooh, fun.
but don't double your.
Yeah, the bonus.
Yeah.
So that's a 1. 5, that's 6, plus the 3 is 9.
Okay.
Nice.
It's a good hit, but there's not a lot of power behind it? Question mark. But yeah, it was deft and expertly delivered. Peter.
Yikes. All right. So, did I get the same feeling of when I saw the fountain initially? You know when I had that epiphany about the fountain? Mm-hmm. If I try to really concentrate on this log, I'm I'm searching more inside brain waves than anything else. I'm just thinking. I'm like, I have to know something because I obviously know it has something to do with magic. I know it's magical. Come on, Peter.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
You can actually, searching inside yourself,
Yeah.
find the impulse to do what you think it wants,
Okay.
and it's just like flicking the string on a musical instrument. It's just the gentlest thing that it's looking for.
Okay.
And you have a cantrip called prestidigitation.
Yeah.
That's basically just looking for it's what you use to light your pipe
Okay.
or close a door, or, do any of the Gandalf shit.
Peter,
right?
Peter makes that noise like that. He's like, he does the thing and he's
Yeah.
like, what the fuck was that?
And there's just a tiny little counterweight inside that slides open.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Peter looks like he got away with a crime.
The mechanism opens.
Yeah.
Roll me a die 100.
Oh, no. Okay. Yeah.
You got him?
I got it.
Okay, yeah.
41.
Is that good or bad?
I don't know.
41 ghosts come out.
Fuck.
You turn into a potted plant until the start of your next turn.
Are you fucking serious?
This is what the book says.
You're like, yes!
I turned
and then
into
there's
a plant? Can I still talk?
No.
Internally? Peter's like, what the fuck?
So hold on, we just turn around and Peter's gone and there's just a potted plant.
Yeah, and the door opens and light spills out, kind of reflecting, light in such a way that it reflects off all the smooth metallic surfaces almost of this structure, eliminating the shadows. And you see on the other side, it's suddenly like a gust of cold air and the mountaintop.
Good job, Peter!
You just look and you just
How
see
long am I
Hella
a
just
plant for?
standing near the
Until the
wall,
start of your
gripping
next
a battle
round?
axe.
Okay, I guess. Are they still in combat?
You hear, when Sword just smoked the thing.
Yeah.
There's several of those noises simultaneously
Oh.
as the light spreads throughout the room.
I like the idea that,
Yeah, just-
Hella's suddenly revealed.
Shadows are just going and Hella's just like,
I don't know. I can't say anything. I'm a plant.
Peter?
I'm a plant. I can't say it. I
How
don't
big
know. I'm
is,
waiting
how
for.
big is this potted plant?
I'm waiting for Cameron to tell me I'd turn out of a
Descri-
potted plant.
Describe yourself as a potted plant, Adam. What
if
kind of pot?
Peter was a potted plant, it would be big. It'd be
Okay.
probably 3 feet tall. That's pretty big for a potted plant, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
You sound like a jade plant.
Yeah.
maybe a
Big
ficus.
leaves.
Thick leaves.
Thick leaves, real thick ones.
trunk.
Thick trunks.
Just-
It looks like, and the pot looks like in Legend of Zelda. The little
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
With
brown
the
ceramic
terracotta.
pot. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You just want to pick this up and
Please don't. No, don't.
full of gems.
Do not.
Do you need water?
No, I look pretty healthy.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Yeah, just gonna finger and chin, scoot up, poke it a little,
I don't know. I can't.
rock
Yeah.
the pot.
I can't tell if
Considering how you built your character, I'm not even sure you would be potted.
Just a pile of dirt. I just turn into a pile of dirt.
It like falls over on its side.
Well, I mean,
Just
like
a
this is
root
like
clump.
this is totally like I don't know what to do for 41 to 42, dude. Just turn him into Douglas Adams, that thing. You know, where he turns into a potted plant.
Yeah.
Let's go get lunch.
You also see a whale. Yeah.
Yeah,
So I turn back into a human.
yeah.
What the fuck was that?
I just like let go of your torso.
So I do the thing. I make sure that I can recreate what I just did. Can I do it? Like just so I'm like,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah,
all right,
yeah. You find that you have that. You can reproduce it,
yeah.
and you know what it is.
Sick. I'm a sorcerer, by the way. Sorcerer BTW.
impressive.
Yeah.
What?
Turns out I know how to do magic, and that's why I appear to be so smart.
Oh, is that why you're so bad at everything else?
Well, am I though? Yeah, I'm pretty bad at other things. Maybe this is the one thing I'm good at. I don't know horses, but
If
I don't know why I turned into a. Do I know why I turned into a plant?
Well, you
It
must have,
shouldn't have happened.
you must have done.
Okay,
You must
that
have,
part shouldn't have
I mean,
happened.
You must have done
literally
very
shouldn't
well.
have happened according to the rules, but I thought it would be fun.
Yeah. I don't know why I turned into a plant.
It's only
but,
supposed to be on first level spells or higher.
Oh, well, doesn't matter. But I do know is that I can manipulate forces much more powerful than myself. Cool.
I'm,
See, told you I had uses.
Sorry, did you say horses? You can manipulate horses
Obviously
Yeah.
not.
much more
Provably
powerful
false.
than yourself?
Anyways,
I'll turn you into a plant.
Oh, he might be able to do
You're
that.
all on notice. All right.
Anyways, great sorcerer Peter,
Yeah.
please lead the way to the top of the mountain.
Oh, I'm not leading the way. That's,
Oh, right. No, actually, get behind me.
I'm not going first.
All right.
So the door is open.
The door is open.
Is
My
my
work here
rope
is done.
back?
Yes. No. You're still in the.
Yeah, we have to
The
boogie.
Shadow
Okay,
Realm.
let's
Yeah.
boogie.
Okay. All right. Marching order. It's like you hit the button in Darkest Dungeon, they all just reassemble in the proper order. Okay.
Just
Shield
like
up.
forward B through the door.
Yeah.
Cameron, basically, like when Peter's walking, he's not paying attention to anything that's going on. He's like snapping his fingers, and I guess like a spark is happening or something. Like he's kind of like like he's using prestidigitation like over and over again.
Yeah.
Like he just learned how to do it. So
Like
he's like making.
prestidigitation is like a suite of effects.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah, it's a bunch of things. He's like trying different things out.
It's like the most minor imaginable telepathy.
Yeah.
Or telekinesis.
Okay. Cool.
It's like you snap your fingers, taste your hand. You're like,
But you know
You can flavor food.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Cool.
you can use it to clean your clothes.
Sweet. All right.
Snap.
And I can do it as much as I want.
Yeah, it's a cantrip.
That's sick. Sorcerers are sick.
Down
until
to
your
like-
face gets stuck
yeah.
that way.
Damn.
We're at the top of the mountain. Is there a structure? What do we...
Okay, you emerge from the shadowy realm that you were in into the bright, at this point, like afternoon sun of the mountaintop, and it's cold. You sink into snow, even though and when you emerge from it, there's a platform, right? Okay, so you don't sink into snow because that would be bad, and not unnecessarily punitive. There's a stone platform here, and it is made of not the smooth stuff you've been on, but something a bit more sophisticated, you want to say. Behind you is the portal, and in front of you is the mountaintop. And on the mountaintop is, from the platform, there's a small path leading up to a structure.
So I know that we're in the.
Back in the physical realm?
No, are we back in the physical realm?
Yes.
Okay, so we've jumped out and we're looking down and the path is like way.
Yeah.
We've only traveled for like what's felt like a few seconds, correct? All right. Well, that's
And,
just like
and as
when
you
we
step,
were.
as you step through the portal, you do get the impression of like a huge amount of distance being covered very quickly.
You know when we were seeing the auger and they were like, "Oh, you were in there for like 6 seconds."
Yes.
I think that just happened again,
Magic.
Seems to track.
right? And we all know I'm the expert on all things magical now.
At this point, yeah.
Oh, would you like to lead?
No, I would not. That doesn't have anything to do with magic. That's being brave. That's something Peter is not.
Let's finish our journey and head to the structure.
Yeah.
Do we see any more, like, did anyone else make it this far? Are there any other bodies or any wasp-looking people nearby?
No.
Is there anything remarkable as we cross over the platform that jumps out at me? For a 13 passiveness.
The structure ahead of you is very much a traditional stone building.
Okay.
It is not, bears no relationship to the ones below it.
This is different.
It looks cozy.
We'll see if anyone's home.
Hello.
Is there a door, or is it? Like,
Yeah, there is a door.
I'll knock.
Okay. And again, like, saying it's stone is a bit of a misnomer. This was part of the mountain and then was carved out.
Sure.
But it seems to look like a thing people would have made
Carved with tools rather than
with.
Oh, it doesn't look like the same, like,
No.
yeah, it's not like perfect. You know
No.
what I mean? Like,
Yes.
okay. There are
this
flaws.
is
Well,
maybe-
that's comforting, right?
This is maybe an original structure as opposed to whatever happened down there. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I'm gonna put my sword away and knock loudly. Hello?
There is no answer.
We're going to come in. And then I'm gonna push open the door.
Okay. There's a mechanism to open the door, and you open it, and you stand inside what looks like a cloakroom.
Okay.
The windows for the structure are all very small and deep set.
Are there like hangers? Are we supposed to
Yep.
take our jackets off?
It seems to be.
Is it lit?
No.
Is it? Are there facilities for lighting, like torches or?
Like, guys, check this out.
Yeah, there are lanterns sit along the wall.
Congratulations!
I do this thing. I do light, basically.
Okay.
Oh, look. And I just like, boop. There's like a little glowing ball.
Can you do that to the lanterns?
Can I?
They would need fuel.
Yeah.
Does this place feel homey?
Possibly.
Do I get any feeling like I should, take my shoes and cloak off before walking in, or like?
The room implies that.
Okay, I'm just gonna be like, and then take off my cloak and then put it there.
Yeah, you especially get no sense of immediate danger. From this place.
Okay, and then it's like, it'd be rude to enter someone's home and treat it disrespectfully. I'm going to take off my shoes and lean my shield against the wall too, but I'll keep my sword on me.
Okay.
I mean,
The floor is cold.
Yeah?
I'm keeping my boots on, but
Were you raised in a barn?
was I?
Fair question.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe.
All right.
I'm not
There's-
taking my boots off.
There is an inner door.
Yeah.
All right. Well, once we're cozy, everyone ready to head in?
Is this enough light source for all of us?
Yep.
Okay.
That is.
we all have
I think
dark
that is
vision.
how they define light.
Cool. I have uses now.
Very good.
Suck it, world. Peter's got a use coming through, baby.
Yeah. And it's like I'm going to knock again and be like, we're entering now. And I'm going to open the inner door.
Yeah, I don't think there's
Okay.
anyone here.
We'll cut it there.